All right, so 1.5 quadratic equation. So I'm sure that you know what those equations look like. All right, so I don't have to define it for you. So we will learn a few ways of solving such an equation. And we'll start with factoring. Well, even though a lot of people were here doing a summer experience, and we did focus on factoring, but according to how the first two periods react to the factoring methods, I think that I might have to do a little bit more tomorrow. But right now, so you're expecting, after factoring a quadratic trinomial in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c, you hope that you're going to get a product of two linear factors. So here, ax plus b is called a linear factor, right? Linear because x is to the first power. And the zero product principle states that the product of these two factors is 0, and it will only work out if either factor or both of them will be 0. And that way, you can transform or downgrade a quadratic equation into two linear equations, which we know very well how to solve. But now the problem is, how do we get to this kind of factor form for a quadratic equation? That's something that we probably have to work on a little more tomorrow. But right now, let's say, hopefully you do remember how, in general, the factoring process work. What he said, let's give it a try in letter A. And you all have the packet, right? So please follow along. Keep the work on the packet so then, you can refer to it in the future. All right, so we're looking at 3x squared minus 9x. First off, let's identify, yes. Oh. So I want to identify something called the greatest common factor. Or in this case, it's more appropriate to call it greatest common monomial factor, right? GCF, right? Greatest common factor, or GCMF. Now, first off, you see that 3x squared versus 9x. You see that numerically, they share a factor of 3, right? That's what I call a GCF. But M stands for monomial, so you need to include, if possible, a variable common factor. You have x squared from the first term, right? And just x the first part in the second term. You see that they do share some factor of x, right? But only to the first power. So this is 3 times x, right? Or 3x. It's a monomial, and it serves as the greatest common monomial factor for both terms. So now let's go ahead and factor it out. And I normally put this, GCMF to the left of a pair of parentheses. And I'll be thinking about, if I take out 3x, right, from each term, what are the things that will be left over? Say the first term, 3x squared, take out a 3, you have, quote unquote, nothing, but it's actually a 1 left over. X squared, take out an x, you get an x, right, remaining. Now 9x, take out a 3, you get a 3, right, x is out, you still have that negative sign. The right-hand side is still going to be a 0, right? So now you have a product of two factors, 3x and x minus 3, and that product 0, according to the zero product principle, is either 3x equal to 0 or x minus 3 equal to 0. You can easily solve for x. It's either going to be 0 or 3. And sometimes either Pearson, right, or our question banks will report the solutions in a way of solution set. and they're written as the two solutions separated by the comma and enclosed within a pair of curly brackets. Okay. You're not obligated to write your solutions in my test like that, but you need to understand you might get multiple choices that they report the solutions in a solution set. Okay, so leave it as x equals 0, x equals 3, right? Totally fine, but hopefully you know or get used to using the solution set. Now, real quick, any issues with factoring the GCF? And that's probably the easiest and also the first thing that you should try when it comes to factor, right? But I think that if you're walking, you see that we have some work on the board. I was, dealing with factoring the trinomial, right, with what we call the AC method or slide divide. I'm sure that you've heard of it before, or maybe you're here doing a summer experience, you know what that is. But tomorrow I'll do a bit more to make sure that everyone, I'm not assuming that you have to be good at, factoring at this point, but tomorrow I hope that, we will find factoring natural and quick, easy to do, at least for, quadratic trinomial. Anyway, now, but first thing you have to do before you ever try to factor an equation is to make sure that it's written in a standard form. By standard form, I want everything to be on the same side. Most likely, I will put everything on the left-hand side. So I'll subtract 1 on both sides. So the equation looks like 2x squared plus x minus 1, and the right-hand side is going to be a 0, right? That's what I'm referring to as the standard form. All right, so now, just to make sure that the notes doesn't look, too messy when it comes to, oh, by the way, so if somehow you didn't get the work or you didn't feel like taking a picture, you can still email me, and I don't mind to send you the PDF of everything I do. Okay, and also it's recorded, so I don't think that you will ever miss anything. But of course, you better come to class then, otherwise, don't worry, just participate because we only have 50 minutes. I want you to write down things without listening to me. Instead of factoring that non-trivial case, let me remind you guys, how do you factor a trinomial x squared plus x minus 2? I think that you remember all you have to do is to take that constant and think about breaking up into two factors. By factors, I mean whatever numbers that multiply gives you -2. Okay? So you can do 1 and 2, right? Well, in this case, there's not too many options. You're probably going to see me putting down only 2 positive factors, and I'm open to whichever factor that gets a negative sign, right? Because I need a -2. But which case it is it -1 and a +2, or 1 and -2? Well, it depends on if they do add up to be the same as the linear coefficient, right? Whatever number in front of x. In this case, it's 1. I see that I better go with -1 and +2. Well, of course, it's pretty simple because you have a small number. If you have a bigger number, you might end up trying a few rounds, but this is the goal. Break up the constant into 2 factors who add up to be the same number in front of x. So once you have these 2 factors, to factor this trinomial, all you have to do is put down 2 pair of parentheses. Each of them start with an x. You just stick this factor into each, pair of parentheses. 1 here, 1 there, and that's all. Okay, so that's what we call it a trivial case. Right? Break out a number, make sure they add up to be what you want, and you're done with the factoring. But the question that we were looking at as something that bothers us, right, in front of x squared. So we wish that that 2 in front of x squared is not there. And this is when the slide divide comes in. So it's actually pretty easy to remember, right? So you slide this number that bothers you the most over and let it multiply with the constant. And you know what? That's why the slide divide is also known as the AC method. A and a C. So once you slide over that 2, it's not there anymore. That means you should be looking at x squared, right? Without that 2, but the same linear term. And a constant will be -2. But you see, that's the same thing as had with before, right? And that's why we came up with this trivial case. So now, if you're comfortable with factoring this guy, then you should do the same thing. This is x minus 1, x plus 2. But why am I calling it slide divide? We slide over the constant 2, right? But now it's time to divide it out. So you're going to divide out the same number that you slide over in the first place. Right? Slide and divide. If you're lucky that you get a division like this 2 over 2, it works out as an integer. Great. Keep as is. Right? Don't write 2 over 2, just 1. But if it's a fraction, you try to simplify it, but it's never going to be an integer that you want to swing up that denominator, put it in front of x. So instead of having x minus 1/2, you're looking at 2x minus 1. Okay, don't worry, I'll put it on the board. Therefore, tomorrow we'll work on a few more problems to make sure that you guys are 100% comfortable with the slide divide. But after the slide divide, or also known as the AC method. Guys, I'm not done yet. Let me finish this problem. After the AC method, you're looking at 2x minus 1, x plus 1. Right? So the zero product principle tells me that either 2x minus 1 equal to 0, or x plus 1 equal to 0. Right? So you reach 2 solutions, 1/2, or -1. And it's up to you if you want to report them as a solution set. Okay, and that's pretty much what I mean by solving a quadratic equation by factoring, right?